top of the table, 3 points clear now after their victory over Newcastle on Monday night.
Yeah.
4-2 win it was as well. And the last game for Mo Salah for a little while before as he heads off to the African Cup of Nations. Is he going to be a big miss for you?
Oh, do you know what? When you talk about Mo Salah, who is incredible, I don't think I've seen a footballer like him, because I hope no one takes this the wrong way, because I don't think he's the most gifted, but he's got an attitude in his game which is exceptional. When he does this a lot now, misplaced passes, and he pings it into people. It don't quite happen.
Right.
But if he loses it, he just runs straight at the player that's got the ball, and then a number of times gets it back off them. And he does it. His mindset is that he doesn't watch and admire or wave his arms of, where it's in a misplaced pass, because he misplaces a lot of passes. And by the way, he also makes some really intricate passes, like he did for Curtis Jones's goal. Obviously, I think he did it for Gakpo's goal as well. But he's got this incredible habit of not playing particularly well, but doing amazing things in games as well.
Well, he's one of those that's just tenacious. He works hard. You're absolutely right. He obviously always wants to drive a team like he does with Liverpool. So I know what you mean.
Well, it comes from, I think Jurgen Klopp, clearly from the start of this season, has made the best decisions with substitutions and decisions of how he's setting up his team of any manager in the Premier League so far. And it was really interesting when Liverpool got the penalty after Mo missed the first one, that Jurgen Klopp decided not to go and wave and say, not, because his record isn't particularly good in that, is it? It's like he's missed like 4 in 10 or something like that. Up until that point. And I remember thinking, this is a moment where a manager's going to go get somebody else on the penalty. Jurgen Klopp doesn't intervene, lets Mo take it again, turns his back to the play, and I think the bigger picture is he's probably thinking, he's going to the African nations. If I don't want to say to him not to have it, if you're going to step up, I'm going to let you do it again. But it would be a lot of managers would be going, no way are you taking that second one. Get somebody else on that penalty, whether it's Trent or whoever. And he's allowed him to take it, knowing he's going away. And I've always said the reason why Salah was kept more than Mane, because I thought Klopp thought that Salah was way more important than Mane. And that's and you could argue, well, players, Mane wanted to leave the football club, but I do believe Klopp wanted to keep Salah more than Mane. Well,
obviously, you can even argue, let's look at the last summer and how it looked as though potentially Saudi Arabia were coming in for Mo Salah. Liverpool resisted all temptation to sell him, and they could have quite easily taken the money. But obviously, like you say, there's something that Klopp wants to continue working with Salah, feels he's very important to that team. And like I mentioned, they're now 3 points clear at the top of the table. Are you sort of starting to think, okay, we might be able to do this, might be able to win that second Premier League title? Like
I've said all season, I'm worried about Man City, because I think we've seen the worst of Man City and they're still only 2 points off of Liverpool. Do you know what I mean, Nat?
Well, they're 5 points off.
They're going to win their game in hand.
Okay. Oh, right.
Okay. I'm giving it to them. But I do believe that they will be the ones that Liverpool will be worried about. And I do feel, as like I've said to you numerous times this season, Núñez has to have an exceptional part, the second part of the season, for Liverpool to have a chance to win the title, because I do think City are more complete, as in the squad. Whether Liverpool add in this window will be very interesting as well.
Indeed. Where do you think they need to add?
Well, I would have argued a left back if cover for Andy Robertson. I would also say, if you look at the team in general, they're overloaded up front now. I think Gakpo, Jota being fit, obviously Salah's away, but I don't see that. Then you have Núñez, you have Harvey Elliott, who I really like. I think there's a lot there. I would probably, if you said the one position, and it's really hard to get this type of player, but the fact that they went after Bellingham and the way they play is that if they get someone who can do a bit of everything in midfield, that guy that can win the ball back, the guy that moves it on, that is, for me, the position that I think Liverpool need more than any, because I don't think they're as good in midfield at winning the ball back and protecting the back four as they've been in the past. I think that, for me, is the biggest position Liverpool need to field.
Interesting what you say about Manchester City. Of course, they are unbeaten in their last 7 in all competitions, and they may not be involved against Huddersfield tomorrow in the FA Cup. But as Pep Guardiola was saying in their in his press conference building up to that game, Erling Haaland, Jeremy Doku, Kevin De Bruyne, all now coming back into the fold for Man City. So like you say, they do tend to be a team that some whatever reason come good in the second part of the season, and they're only going to be bolstered by the returns of those players.
They're fantastic players, and look, if you can get to close to the top of the table and you've had no Kevin De Bruyne for what now? We're looking at now 3 months. Is it 3 months, something like that? De Bruyne's been out.
Barely played, hasn't he?
Hardly played this season, yeah. So we're looking at a player that even he comes back. And look, we never know when a player returns of where he is. And there is all the preparation that's being in place for him to be as good as he can be. I just think that it's a massive lift to the team.